Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes, and Weather in 5 brought to you by True Value Hardware, Long Island's largest rock salt provider, 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, just north of the Southern State Parkway, 631-756-1125. They have the best prices in town when it comes to winter storm supplies, which you'll inevitably need once we get deeper into the heart of the winter season. So just keep True Value Hardware in mind for all your winter storm supplies. We do have a winter storm that will be getting underway in New England in short order, and I did notice that the Weather Service, at least out of Boston, actually beefed up their snow amounts for northeastern Connecticut and the eastern half of Massachusetts around Worcester and Fitchburg to Bedford. They're going 12 to 18 for Worcester, 4 to 6 now for Boston. I don't know. I just kind of thought that this was a little bit too aggressive for my taste, particularly because the amount of cold air we're dealing with is not impressive. We do have an intensifying storm with what I often refer to as do-it-yourself cold air, and that oftentimes can surprise on the upside. But I'm just a little bit cautious here because of the temperature profile that I'm seeing. Notice that the snow amounts for Vermont actually have been taken down a bit, basically 1 to 3 inches through much of the state, except for the northeast corner, which still remains in an area that they could wind up with 6 inches or more. And as far as Maine is concerned, there are no changes to the snowfall forecast for Maine. They remain pretty much the same, with up to a foot plus through the interior areas of Maine. Here's my forecast, my own forecast, which I did yesterday, and I am underneath what the Weather Service forecast amounts are. Maybe I put an area in northeastern Connecticut, northernmost part of northeastern Connecticut, where there could be 4 inches plus. I did bring a line of a slushy coating to maybe an inch on colder surfaces to just west of Danbury to about the Connecticut-New York state line, bordering Putnam and Dutchess counties, and then north of 15, just to cover for the possibility. I think it'll be mostly on colder surfaces anyway. And while we might see some snow, wet snow or sleet mixing in down along the coastal areas of Long Island, southernmost Connecticut, and New Jersey, I think that that's all it will be, that you might just see a bit of mixing going on. Winter storm warnings are up for much of interior southern New England and central New England and all the way up through a good portion of the state of Maine, except for down east Maine, where they're going to get a changeover to rain most likely. We have wind issues, high wind warnings for southeastern New England, storm warnings for the coastal waters back to Block Island, wind advisories for Suffolk County on Long Island, and we also have gale warnings up for the coastal waters from the south shore of Long Island down along the New Jersey shore, all the way down into Delaware and Chesapeake Bay. So it's a pretty busy day for sure. And here's my issue again. These are 10 a.m. Temperatures. And we're seeing, since this is a situation where the cold air is actually coming from the top of the atmosphere and mixing down, it's not particularly useful to look at the surface temperatures. But still, we would prefer, if we were going to see a robust snowfall, I would be looking for temperatures that would be say in the 20s or teens back through upstate New York and into Pennsylvania, and we're really not seeing that. But on the other hand, when you look at the temperatures from the top down, for example, Oxford Waterbury Airport's down to 33 now with a northerly wind at 17, and also those winds are going to be gusting. Of course, we're seeing some gusts into the 30s along the south shore of Long Island. Starting to see these temperatures sail into the 30s, so I'm thinking over the next couple of hours going into midday, we'll see a change over to snow. Well-defined storm here on the satellite. Look at that. You can see the swirl there of the low center, which looks like it's sliding more to the east rather than moving northeast. And there's the beginnings of what is known as a comma head. When you have these intense storms that develop, the area of clouds that hooks around the center on the left side tends to look like a giant comma. And when you get underneath that comma head, you can wind up with some very heavy precipitation. And I think what the forecasters may be waiting for is to see if that comma head really takes shape and gets in here into southern and into southeastern New England and interior southern New England and points north, that would be your catalyst for heavy snow. Meanwhile, the rain has ended through just about all of Pennsylvania, Delaware, down through Maryland and Virginia. So weather conditions are slowly improving from west to east, although they will remain with a lot of clouds. It's going to take longer for that rain to move out for Long Island and Connecticut. That will probably take until mid or late afternoon for that area of precipitation to pull away toward the east. Here's our surface map. Low pressure sitting off the Delaware coast. You see it here, 996 millibar low. It's going to drop probably another 15 or more millibars as it tracks to the northeast, passing just south of Cape Cod sometime late this afternoon or this evening. And we'll take a look at a couple of weather models here. So here's the HRRR, and you can watch that snow area just kind of increase a bit as we go through the day, but it's a bit underwhelming until about mid-afternoon, and then you see it really get going for eastern Connecticut and for Massachusetts, and of course for a good chunk of the state of Maine. That deep low passing very close to Cape Cod and heading into the Gulf of Maine by early Sunday morning. The NAM model is probably, along with last night's European, maybe the coldest and the most aggressive. It's usually pretty good in these situations, but I'm still cautious with regards to these snow amounts. But on the NAM, by just about noontime, we should be seeing snow throughout most of Connecticut. So during that 11 to 12 o'clock hour, the observations at the surface will tell us everything about whether we are under forecasting or over forecasting. But you see the low southeast of Cape Cod by 4 p.m. By 7 p.m., it's run up east of Boston and heading northeastward from there in toward down East Maine. And you can see the heavy snow for Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and on up into the great state of Maine. So once this storm gets out of the way, we are going to see improving weather conditions. It'll be a windy and cold day for Sunday. Temperatures will only be in the upper 30s and lower 40s. And as far as next week is concerned, we do have a system that's going to be moving off the southeast coast on Monday. What's not being reflected by the GFS is the fact that there is a rather strong upper air trough. So I think there might be some snow, or at least some snow showers in interior Virginia and western North Carolina out of this. But we'll probably just see clouds around on Monday with the upper trough going by. And we don't really see anything happening through the entire work week. It's just going to be dry and uneventful with cold for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then temperatures will moderate a bit Thursday and Friday. The next chance for anything rain-wise probably won't come until next Saturday. So let's get through today. Still a ways to go, especially from coastal New Jersey, New York City, Connecticut, Long Island, and points north and east. And we're going to keep an eye on where the changeover takes place and when with regards to those snow amounts that we have forecast for New England. Weather in 5 brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware, Long Island's largest rock salt provider, and also serves much of the tri-state area with your winter storm supplies to clean up from those winter storms. 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, 631-756-1125, omnitruevalue.com. No Joe and Joe show today, but if it gets hairy this afternoon, I may pop up live on my YouTube channel. But Joe and I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time for our regular Sunday morning show. That's at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on my YouTube channel. So have a great day. Stay safe. We'll see you later.